Welcome to Vibes with Jojolicious. I'm your host, Jojolicious, and I'm back with a very interesting topic called Love Lessons. Lessons I've learned concerning love, especially as a single lady, which I believe some of you can relate with. Before we go right into it, I want you to please follow us on all the platforms where we are. Spotify, Vibes with Jojolicious, YouTube, Vibes with Jojolicious Podcast, and Instagram, Vibes with Jojolicious Podcast. Please follow us and try and send me any message, any topic you want us to discuss in the next episode. We are here for it. Now let's go right into it. I know that navigating the streets of love and relationship comes with a lot of complex. No matter the relationship it is, family, romantic, sisters, friends, casual, they all come with their own complexities. And there are numerous lessons we learn along the way. So join me, let's just go right into a few lessons I've come to learn. Number one is that love starts with self-love. Being single for this long has taught me about myself and how to love myself. Discovering myself, growing, identifying my worth in life and in God placed me, and I believe, and anybody who is going through this process with me, it has placed you on a good ground about yourself. Because I've come to realize that in our journey towards finding love, we often overlook the importance of loving ourselves first. And when I talk about self-love, I'm not talking about selfishness. I'm not saying you should be selfish. And when I talk about self-love, I'm talking about embracing your strengths, your weaknesses, understanding your worth in God's eyes, practicing self-compassion, practicing kindness to yourself. When we love ourselves as God loves us, we are better equipped to love others authentically and unconditionally. For more on this, I need you to watch our very first episode on this podcast, Be Kind to Yourself. Go back and listen to it again and you get the juice of this particular lesson. 2, God's love is unconditional. No matter our relationship status, God's love for us remains unwavering. God is not going to love you less because you're single. He's not going to love you more because you're married. His love is not based on your relationship status, or you're a widow, or you're divorced or separated. It has nothing to do with God's love for you. God's love for you is unconditional. It's not dependent on anything or anyone. So you need to know that. This right here is my superpower. I know God's love for me is unconditional. No matter how high or how low I feel, I always come back and get the boost from God loves me. It's not about my status or what I know or don't know, what I've done or not done, where I've been or not been, what I have or don't have. God loves me, and that gives me the boost I need to go through my day or anything that maybe I'm going through at that time. God's love for me and for you is unconditional. 3, we live in a world of instant gratification. So waiting is like, some generation don't understand what waiting is. For whatever you're waiting for, whether you're waiting for the right guy or the right lady, or you're waiting, to get into school, you're waiting to get into something, you're waiting to come out of something, whatever it is challenging. However, patience is the essential key we need in this journey. Patience is essential in allowing God's perfect timing to unfold in our lives. By trusting in God's plan and God's timing, we cultivate patience and we prepare ourselves for the love that we're waiting for, or for whatever it is that you're waiting for that God has in store for you. Patience is virtue. Now, number 4, we talk about compatibility all the time. I've learned that compatibility goes beyond the surface level. While physical attraction and shared interests, they are important, true compatibility in a relationship goes much deeper than that. I've learned that shared values, beliefs, and a mutual commitment to God, that it forms the foundation of a lasting relationship. If you keep seeking compatibility on the surface level, you might not get it. You just get physical compatibility, and then when you start having problems, you start querying God and the people that maybe encourage you into that relationship. But by seeking compatibility beyond surface level qualities, we are setting ourselves up for a relationship that is grounded in faith and shared purpose. So I've learned that compatibility is deeper than what we think it is. Number 5, I've learned that one of my love lessons is that sex is not synonymous to intimacy. In fact, intimacy can exist without sexual activity. Intimacy includes a much broader range of emotional, mental, and even spiritual connection between people. It could also include trust, vulnerability, emotional support, understanding, closeness on various levels. So while sex can be an expression or a manifestation of intimacy, it's not the only form of intimacy. So intimacy can exist without sexual activity. So don't be deceived to think that because you're having sex that you have intimacy. Intimacy is deeper than that. Sex is just shallow. Number 6, communication is key. Open, honest communication is essential, important in any relationship. This lesson is key. It's not a lesson that will help you just as a single person. It's going to help you not for just a romantic relationship, for all relationships. At your workplace, communication is key. While you're single and learn this. As a single, you need to learn the importance of communicating your needs, your desires, your boundaries, while also listening with empathy and understanding to other people, your partner, or your brother, your sister, or your friends. Effective communication will foster trust, it will foster intimacy, it will foster mutual respect in relationships. So communication is key in any relationship, whether it's romantic relationship or otherwise. Learn this lesson. Because if you don't communicate your need or your desire, your boundaries, you'll be treated anyhow. People just walk all over you. They are not witches to know how you're feeling. You need to say what you need. You need to say your desires. You need to say your boundaries. Communicate and make sure they understand what you're saying in clear language, and set your boundaries verbally, not emotionally. Communicate your disappointments. Communication is key in relationships. Lesson number 7, forgiveness. Forgiveness is important. Some people find it difficult to forgive. When you're single, when you marry, I'm not married, but I've come to learn from married people that sometimes it's harder. So you have to be intentional about forgiving people. Some people can bear grudge for years. You remember what happened when you were 6 years old or 10 years old, or even when you were in your mother's womb, and you say you will not let go. To you, it's like, oh, how can I always remember this. How can I forgive? Because marriage is worse. You'll be offended more in marriage than you can think of. So if now that you're single, you can't forgive, how can you even forgive when you become somebody's wife? Because your character amplifies the marriage. The thing that you're looking down on now, think is nothing. When I marry, because I love you, I forgive you. No. I've come to learn that forgiveness is important. If it will not matter in the next 24 hours of my life, or it doesn't have it's not going to hurt me from becoming who I want to be, why should I hold that thing you've done so much so tight? Let it go. Let it go. Love requires forgiveness. We're all imperfect, and we will inevitably make mistakes in relationships and in life. So learning to forgive and extending grace to others, just as God has forgiven you or continues to forgive you, it will foster deep connections and it will strengthen the bond of love. Forgiveness is a powerful expression of love, and it promotes healing, reconciliation in any relationship, whether it's romantic or not. Forgiveness is key. Number 8, contentment in singleness. Singleness is not a waiting room for marriage, but is a valuable season of growth, season of purpose and service. So finding contentment and fulfillment in our relationship with ourselves, with God, and the opportunities that being single provides for you is important. Because, my dear single people, male or female, once you marry, it's a total ball game. So be content with this season of your life. I'm very content with the season of my life. When marriage comes, I'll be content with marriage too. I'm content that at this point I am single, because it's giving me opportunity to love me, to grow, to impact people's lives that I probably would have been limited if I was married. I'm sorry, but that is the truth. When we get to marriage, we understand how to navigate that process. But for now, be content. Embrace singleness with gratitude and joy. Focus on your relationship with your family, with yourself, with God, with friends. Discover the richness and purpose of singleness. It's a gift. Which brings me to the next one. Celebrate singleness. Singleness is not a curse. It's a gift. I emphasize, it's a season of opportunity, growth, and adventure. Celebrate this chapter of your life. Embrace the freedom and the flexibilities that affording you to pursue your passion, to serve others, to deepen your relationship with other people and with God. There's joy in singleness. Find it and embrace it and maximize the potential of this season, because once it's gone, it's gone. Use this season to prepare yourself for the love that awaits you. Don't get caught up in your pursuit for a romantic relationship and lose sight of living in the moment and enjoying this opportunity you have right now. Don't. Celebrate being single. It's a gift. Another lesson I've learned is to keep an open mind. God's plan for my love life may look different from what I expect or imagine. But by keeping an open mind and surrendering my desires to His will, I can embrace the unexpected twists and turns of my journey with faith and trust in God. Because God's ways are higher than ours, and His plans are always for our good and His glory. So I've learned to keep an open mind and allow God's plan and God's timing to prevail. Finally, because I have so much to say and I don't want this episode to be very long, I hope I get to say more on these love lessons. And if you have any lessons you've learned as a single person, love lessons, please share with me at the comment section on all our platforms, and we can include it. Maybe there'll be an episode 2 on this. But to wrap up this, practice graciousness, practice gratitude, practice being thankful. Gratitude transforms our perspective on love and relationships. Instead of focusing on what we lack or desire, we can cultivate being grateful for the blessings and opportunities we have right now. God has provided us with great opportunity, whether it is the love of family, friends, or community. Be thankful. Open your heart to receive and give love more freely. And the last one, which I really, really don't want to miss in this episode, is learn and heal from past relationships. By learning from your experiences, you make wiser decisions. You cultivate healthier relationships for the future. Do not let your past hurt ruin your present blessing. I tell myself that all the time. Jojo, do not let any past hurt be something that will stop you in your present blessing. Heal, learn and heal. Learn from the mistakes, learn from the errors, learn from the good, learn from the bad of the past relationship. Pick the good gifts or blessings or lessons you've learned. Take it into your next relationship, into your future, and see how God blesses you. Become mature, effective, efficient. You become attractive, And I believe that, and you need to know that not everybody is going to be married. So instead of waiting and stressing about marriage, enjoy your life. Life is too short for you to be waiting for a man to make you happy, a woman to make you happy. You may not marry. You may end up just being single till Jesus comes, until the end of the world. So why not enjoy the ride as well? As I wrap up, I need you to know that God knows the desires of your heart better than you do. His timing is perfect. Surrender your love life, your relationship to His sovereign care. Rest in His assurance that He is working all things together for your good and for His glory. Trust in His plan. Allow Him to work His plan in your life and for you to walk confidently in His love, knowing that He is leading you towards a future filled with hope and joy. And there you have it. Few powerful lessons learned as a single person about love. Join me next time as we continue to explore life together. Until then, remember to love God, love yourself, love others with the same unconditional love that God has shown you. Thank you for tuning in to Vibes with Jojo Licious, and I will be back.